So ba mi, ewe so ye mi, ewe so de le. Hello everyone, welcome to another beautiful video. Today I'm going to be talking about, and you can see I'm going to show you how to make ogiri ijebu. Make ogiri ijebu, you only need your melon. So this is my melon that I'll be using. I have my melon, peeled melon. So the first thing you're going to be doing to your melon is make sure you get a clean water, and I'm pouring in my melon seeds. This is dry melon seeds. And next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be washing my melon seed. So you wash your melon seed, make sure you wash it. So because sometimes, you know, these things, when we get them from the market, dust and dirt, so you have to make sure you scrub and wash well, because after this process you don't have any other process by which you're going to have to just wash your melon. So what we do at this place is just pure washing, just your ordinary water. Make sure you wash very well. You can wash twice, you can wash thrice. Just make sure that the water is so clean. Then after your washing, get a very clean pot. A very clean pot. Pour your seeds, that is your melon seeds, inside the pot. At this time, for this melon cooking, we need lots of water. Lots and lots of water. So I'm adding lots of water. I'm making use of charcoal pot because it's a very long journey. This is not just the journey of what you're doing is going to prepare now and you round up. It's a long journey. So after 15 minutes, it's boiling so well. This is my egusi boiling very, very well. So you make sure your heat is constant. Don't just leave it and it doesn't boil and you say it's on heat. You allow it to boil very well. Just keep it and it's continuing to boil
the next day
till the next day. Now this is the next day. It has really boiled so low and so well. I kept it to the next day. I make sure that I monitor it. Then you check if your melon is soft. It took me 24 hours for this melon to get soft. So, you know, sometimes we have two types of melon, the new melon and the old one. So once your melon seed is so soft, then you get a silk, or if you have a sieve that has a tiny holes, you pour in so the water can drain out. And at this time, I really want the water to drain out completely. Now I've packed all the melon inside my sieve. I don't want to use open sieve. That's why I'm using this material. And you can see it's very, very hot. The water was still because I had to pour it direct from the pot. So it's more easier for me to use the silk because the water is going to drain out and I'll be able to press out the water from the melon seeds. So it's make it easy. So if you are doing this, you need this silk, you need this type of material to, is those material they use in sieving your pap, that is grinded corn, if you want to make your pap. So I just leave it, suspend it somewhere so the water can really drain out very well. Then at my backyard, I have plantain plants, and I will need the leaf. So this is my plantain, and I showed it some months back when I planted this plantain plant, and it was very small. Now it's getting so big. I did it just because there was scarcity of plantain. I was like, no, and I have land, so let me just do this, and I did that. So the next thing I'm doing right now is just scrubbing out the leaves from the stem. I'm cutting it out. I need that leaf. We are going to use the leaf for the fermentation to take place. You need leaf. But if you don't have plantain leaves at your backyard or at your disposal, you can get the normal leaf you use in doing your moi. Just make sure you get a leaf. It's not, or if you can do well with nylon, but I don't really think nylon is going to give me a perfect result. I don't usually use nylon. I prefer to use leaves because that leaves will really give me this it keeps it so well that nothing is going to react with my melon seeds. That's why I'm using leaf. So this is the leaves. You can see I raised them, though it's raining. I got it from outside, even with the raining season. So which means my plantain leaf is washed already. But nevertheless, I'm still going to I rewash them to be 100% sure that it is so clean. So what you just do is just make sure you rinse your leaves. If you have any type of leaves, make sure you rinse them. You add little salt to the water and you rinse, and after rinsing you dry. You can dry in two methods. If you have any heat around, you can just place it. It's not going to get burned. Or if you have a very dry napkin, you can clean. Then the next thing, I get a nylon, a clean one, then place those leaves inside as a base. You can see the way I'm arranging. So the melon seed, they are not going to come in contact with the nylon at all. So this is how I've arranged the inside. And the next thing I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be pouring in my melon seeds into these leaves the way I've arranged them. It is well, so none of those seeds is going to pour out during the fermentation process. So the next thing we just do is pour my seeds inside. If you can see very well, it's no longer moist, it's a bit dry. If it has water, you're going to get different results. So make sure you don't clean it, you don't put it on it again, but make sure that where you put it, you're able to dry the water. Then you cover it up. Any type of leaf you have, just make use of it. I'm placing it inside the nylon so that it will be 100% safer for me. Nothing is going to come in touch with it because of the process this melon is going to go through. Then at this point, I tied it up so tight. Make sure it's so well packed in a very tight, no hair in any form can in any way come close to this melon seed. Then if you have a clay pot at home, this is my own clay pot. If you don't have a clay pot, get materials, wrappers, or a place that is so hidden that hair will not be able to get to this melon. Like I'm using this clay pot, this particular clay pot. If you use clay pot, hardly will hair come in contact with come inside. So I put it inside and covered, and now put it inside a big sack and tied it up and keep it in a very dark place. Now this is after 8 days. After 8 days, when you bring it out, it has really fermented so well. This is the clay pot. So the next thing I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to be bringing it out to see what has become of the melon. Opening this pot, wow, it's something else. Everyone in my house was like, what happened? What has gone wrong? What is happening? Because everywhere was reeling. It's not a very good aroma at all. It's not something that, in fact, it's not even easy for you to withstand the smell, for you to withstand the aroma. Let me not call it smell because it's something we are going to be eating. It stinks. Let me put it that way, because this is melon that has been fermented. Then look at something that has really happened. The leaves, remember, it was green. Now you can see that even the leaf has withered and it has turned. You can see the leaves have turned brown. It has turned brown. So what I do right now is to scrape out the melon seed from the leaves, because they were really attached to the leaves. So, and I have to remove the leaves separate them, just to make sure that the leaves is separated from the melon seeds. If you are watching this video and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, like, share this video. give this video a thumbs up to support my channel. Now at this moment, what we need now is I'm just going to mash it. So I'm just going to mash it, just to mash it up. It's going to form a paste. I'm not grinding with blender because it's already soft and fermented, real fermented and very soft. So I'm just going to press that, make it into paste, just break it into, though some people just some people leave it just like that, but I don't really like leaving my own like that. And our Ijebus, when you go to Ijebu or you go to the market and then they want to buy ogiri, you can never see it in the seed form, you always see it in the paste form. So that's why I'm taking it. Just all you just need to, you can get a spoon, you can get your wundy piece to just mash it and press it into paste. You're going to get the perfect results. Now, if you have ever cooked with ogiri before, just write in the comment section. Let's know those of us that have used ogiri ijebu for cooking our soup. Ogiri ijebu is seasoning that our mothers in those days they use in spicing up their soup, and it's not, apart from the taste, the aroma it gives the soup, it also has its benefit. That is the most important thing. Whatever you are taking in should serve as medicine, not as poison to your body system. So that's why I'm bringing out this content, this particular ogiri ijebu. If you can't buy it, you can process at home, so you won't feel, oh, why does this thing stinks like this? Maybe it was not well processed. But if you process yours, you'll be so sure that you are 100% sure of what you've processed at back of your house. So that is why I'm sharing this particular content. So what I'm doing right now to keep my ogiri, to preserve it, you just get a very dry leaf. A dry leaf, no water, and clean. Then you can just share it into different portion. You can put it in inside just one leaves, but you can also share it into different leaves. So what I'm doing is I'm sharing mine into different leaves, just to be sure of, just to keep them apart. It was so smelly. So if you are doing it, please, after you bring it out, it's really going to smell. So I want to be truthful to you that you need to, if you can withstand the smell, no problem. But if you can't, you can use your nose mask. I had to use nose mask because the smell was, I couldn't bear it. So this is it. And one interesting thing about this ogiri, it has lots and lots of health benefits. Not ever can be the ailment in a child, in adults. Once you add this to your soup, you can add it to your stew, you can add this to your egusi soup. I'm telling you, it cures any ailment in your body that you might not notice you have. So that's one interesting thing about this. I had to speak to my mom. You know, my mom is from Ijebu, and every time she cooks with ogiri. She doesn't take any other seasoning. So this is her seasoning because it has lots of health benefits. So that's why I'm sharing this content. Don't look at the side of it thinking, but you can take the advantage of the benefits of this ogiri. I've left it, like I said, for 7 days. No, I think I kept it on a Sunday, and I opened it on a Sunday. I would say that's 7 to 8 days. And the most interesting thing about it, there's no worm. You can just take full advantage of ogiri. Like I've shown you, you can take your time to make it. It's very, very medicinal. It's very good for our health. So at this time, I'm going to be adding salt. The salt is just to preserve it. So though it can get spoiled, but it's just to preserve it. Not so much salt, just little salt. I'm just going to put some salt just to keep it preserved. You can put it in your fridge. You can keep it with this salt that I've added. You don't even need refrigerator. You don't need fridge. You don't need freezer. You just get a container and just keep it there and cover it, and you're good to go. So every time you want to cook, just take little quantity and add it to your soup. Good to go. At this point, our ogiri is ready. Like I said, I'm adding my salt now. Salt is just to keep it more preserved. To just preserve it. It can stay for years. It's not going to get spoiled. So you just put it, add salt to just keep it preserved. And not so much salt, just a bit. Since I've shared them into portion, I'm just adding a little bit of salt into each portion. Then mix the salt with the ogiri and make sure that it is well preserved. Then somebody have asked me, what's the difference between ogiri and locust beans? Locust beans is different from ogiri. Locust beans is a locust tree that produces it, but ogiri is a fermented melon seeds. So they have two different functions and they have different function. And like we all know that locust beans is meant for when you have stomach issue, anything you feel stomach upset, especially in men, in boys, is very good when they take it. You can take it in the powdery form. The same thing goes for ogiri. The ogiri has this special, unique treatment in the stomach that no matter what type of ailment, like I said, that you might not even notice you have. But one thing is this, the only disadvantage about it is once you add this to your soup, add it to your food, and you take it, if you have anything in your stomach that is bad, you are going to fat. That is the truth about it. You just realize that the way you are fatting is going to be, it might look a little bit alarming, but you are getting better. You are getting fine. Things in your body system are coming out. So don't feel discomfort when after taking this gbegiri, you add it to your soup and you fat and you feel like, oh, what is happening to me? You are actually getting ill from whatsoever ailment that you might have in your system that you don't notice. So as I add my salt, the next thing I'll do right now is to make sure I fold it up. Just make sure it is well folded. I wrapped it the normal way. I wrap my moi or the normal way you know how to wrap. Some people asked, okay, is it only leaf I can wrap my gbegiri? You can also use nylon, but it's just for me, I prefer using leaf. You can also, if you have nylon, you can use your nylon. You can get a zip lock, put it inside, and make sure that it's well packed. Then whenever you need your gbegiri, just take a bit. Now, you don't add too much quantity to your soup. It's not something that you eat excessively. When you're using this to cook your soup, just use your spoon, your normal tablespoon, to use the tip to pack just little quantity, and by the time you add it to your soup, it's going to melt. You will never even notice that you've added anything. It's going to melt with the soup. Like I said earlier, you can use it with egusi soup or you can use it in stew. It goes with either of those types of soup and it's very good, and it gives your egusi soup this aroma. That's why when you see some people say, oh, I like the way those old women cook their egusi soup. I don't know why my soup is not tasting the way it tastes like those mama soup. Yes, this is what is missing. If you have been cooking egusi soup and if it has not tasted the way your grandma egusi soup tasted, then definitely you are not adding, your soup is lacking a very vital seasoning. And that is you are missing out in one special ingredient, and that is Ijebu ogiri. Ijebu ogiri is very good. Likewise, Igbo ogiri. Oh, I like Igbo ogiri. I haven't cooked with it, but I like it so much. I like it because I actually bought Igbo ogiri I send it outside the country. A client asks for it, and I send it. So after you've wrapped them up, you can get a container, a bowl that has a cover that's so tight, like I'm using this one. It keeps it so tight, so no air is going to come into this. So make sure that it's so well closed. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You can write in the comment section. Have you ever cooked with ogiri ijebu before? Just write it in the comment section. Bye.